brought to you by Bethel School of Technology. Learn more at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. Do you like me? Oh, man. Does that not sound pathetic? I just wanted to try that to throw you off. Could you imagine if we run into each other, we go, hey, do you like me? Do you like my shirt? Other than being borderline creepy, that's just weird, you know? But we've developed into this like culture, right? Facebook brought it in. Like my post. Do you like my sandwich? Do you like my vacation? Do you like my hair? Do you like my new shoes? How do you like me now? Isn't that a country song? I don't know. See, this is amazing. And this is what social media has done. If I were to say that, just to people, if Alex and I have a meeting, I walk in. Hey, real quick question before we get started. He go, yeah, what's up? I go, do you like me? It's just weird. But this is what we all crave. We crave it on a social media platform. You do it in real life, you're an absolute oddball. You're weirdo. You're nuts. All right? Okay, so this is the backdrop for this fascinating article here. This is a CNBC article. Gen Z and millennial workers are bringing their need for likes into the office. Now, these two generations, it's all they've ever known is social media. I remember when MySpace came out. Like, that was a thing for about 20 minutes. And then Facebook ate it for lunch one day. Literally, like, we woke up one day, Alex, and like MySpace was now a joke and you shouldn't be on it. And so we all went over to Facebook. One of the most fascinating things I've ever witnessed in my life. I mean, it was an unbelievable. I was there for it, folks. I'm not that old. All right, I'm that old to remember that. Okay, but millennials and Zers, that's all they've ever known, and they've got it on multiple platforms. The other day, I'm sitting with my kids, Alex, and my boys. I made fun of them before they do this number. They're just sitting there. We're sitting there watching TV, and they just do this. And they do this stupid look, and they take a picture of themselves, and it's Snapchat. Well, then the next thing I know, I said, what are you on here? I was being obnoxious because it was getting on my nerves, so I decided I'm going to go there. And next thing I know, they're on TikTok. And then they're on Instagram. My boys on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all basically at the same time. Just kind of like that. It boggles my mind. So this generation, and they are looking for the next thing to watch or the next, did you see that I posted, I'm sitting in my chair next to my dad and I did some type of GQ pose. They're just looking for likes all the time. Okay, so now you can imagine that's all they've known. It's all they've known is they put something out, and if they got 71 friends, they want to get 71 likes. They don't get 71 likes, they're depressed. What did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? This is what's going on in their head. Leaders, you got to pay attention to this. You didn't create this, but you're going to have to navigate it, okay? Now, let's add on top of this constant craving for verification, justification, affirmation, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Now we got to add in the parents who have, for this generation, these two generations, completely hovered over these kids and told them that they're great all the time. All the time. So there's this craving, is the word I'm going to use today. It's a craving for likes, a craving for affirmation. Okay? I mean, an absolute craving. Do you know what it's like when you're craving something and you can't get it? That's what this is. Every day in the workplace. This is fascinating. So Gallup and WorkHuman combined for a study, and they found that Gen Z and younger millennials are 73% more likely than baby boomers to want recognition at least a few times a month. A few times a month is a joke, but that's from the survey. Here's the mindset of this young group of workers. As I was saying, they will put a post out, and then they expect people to respond to it. And they expect people to respond to it positively. If they don't respect it positively or respond to it positively, then they drop it. And so here's what's going on. These young workers will come in the office, leaders, and if you aren't telling them that they did a good job, and more on that in a second. I'm not telling you got to lie to them and manipulate them. More on that in a second. But if they aren't getting feedback, good, bad, and ugly, they will drop you like a bad habit. It's like them putting out a post and nobody responded to it. And they went, ooh, none of my friends like that. I'm never doing that post again. And you think I'm kidding? If they show up and they don't get feedback, they do not know where they stand. They don't know what their status is with you. Listen to me, leader. They will walk from you. They will drop you so fast, your head will spin. And believe me, if that happens to you, and you've never had it happen to you, and I've got some friends who are leading Gen Z on this, and they will do it. They will just not show up. They will ghost you and not think twice about it. Trust me, your head will spin. So what do you do? Okay. You've got to understand that weekly or sometimes bi-weekly and walk-arounds, giving them feedback. Now, this generation, interestingly enough, some need to be coddled, not all. And I don't think you should treat a Gen Zer with a blank label because millennials need it. Oh, by the way, I'm a Gen Xer. Xers need it. Boomers need it. We all need recognition from our leader. It's just these generations need more of it. So you're going to have a weekly meeting where you look at them and give them feedback. You don't have to lie to them. You don't have to give them a bunch of great feedback, but give them feedback. Hey, here's where you stand. You're doing better. You can do better. I'm going to help you do better. You're good. No stress. No need to be anxious. You're going to have to talk to them that way. You're going to have to get inside their head. And you're going to have to ask them questions. Make them feel comfortable. Right out of the gate, let them know that you've got their back. That you've got their back. That's what their parents have done. So leaders, this is an opportunity for you to follow a bit of a model. Don't mean you got to be their mom and dad, but I do think you got to lean in more. You got to ask questions. A weekly meeting may not be enough. Maybe a couple times a week. Okay? But certainly walking around, talking to them on a daily basis. Look them in the eye. Let them know that you're okay with them, that you're not upset. Leaders, listen, if they don't know how you feel about them, they don't know where they stand, they will put in a narrative that will be filled with anxiety. Trust me. Trust me. So, this is leadership. This is the reality. Find a communication system. Create your own system. Listen to this about authentic recognition. Little itty bitty doses, by the way. Doesn't have to be a long meeting. Could be a walk around, see them, boom, good job. Hey, I noticed this. You could probably do that a little bit better. Here's how you do it. I got your back. Hey, you're good. You're good. You got this. Light, micro dose, right? But authentic. Here's what they found. Employees who receive authentic recognition are 5 times as likely to envision a path for growth in their workplace. Here's the gold, leaders. When you give feedback, not just to the young generations, but to all generations in the workplace, you give them good feedback, you give them authentic feedback. They know, hey, listen, you didn't do this well, but I haven't lost faith in you. You can do this better. I'm going to help you do better. I haven't lost faith in you. You don't have to worry about your job, but you need to do this better. Authentic feedback. They begin to see, to the tune of 5 times more than others, that there's a path for growth here. And that's key for engagement and retention. That's the competitive advantage in the workplace, leaders, is retaining people. And the way you do it is let them know where they stand. Everybody wants to know where they stand. Be that for them, leaders. Launch your tech career today at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman.